This will be an Ethereum price prediction that you will remember for the rest of your life. When I started doing the math, it blew my mind. And towards the end of the video, I'm going to show you how to capitalize on this Ethereum opportunity by investing in altcoins. And there's something I found that can turn $100 into $300,000, guys, in less than 30 minutes of your time. Yes, I know it sounds crazy, but cryptocurrency is crazy. The opportunity is insane. The coins do go up 100x, in some cases 1,000x. I've experienced that for myself. I mean, right now I'm in Singapore. Right now specifically, I'm at token 2049. I went fully financially independent from cryptocurrency earnings, guys. And my goal here is to help you become financially independent off of cryptocurrency, because I'm telling you right now, the rich just keep getting richer. If you don't change your habits, the habits that you were raised with, if you don't change, learn how to invest in yourself, multiply your money, increase your cash flow through learning business, and truly taking your life serious, I don't know what to tell you. As you can see right here, global income and wealth inequality in 2021. People make enough income. Look at the top 10%, 52%, 39.5%. They're not too far off from the middle class to the high class. But look at the wealth of the top 10%. When it comes to actual wealth, these people are investing their money. They are multiplying their money. The top 10%, they get ahead by investing and multiplying their money. The wealth continue to get richer faster than the poor. As you can see right here, we have a parabolic up curve. And right here, as you can see, there's a squeeze from the lower and middle groups in the rich countries. Again, if you don't learn to take advantage and make money yourself, you're gonna get left behind. Wealthy people are outpacing the average US median income almost literally all the time. The average net worth of Forbes 400 relative to US median net worth. So if you are an average American, they are just going to continuously make more money than you. My goal here is to help you get through this. The wealthy control most of the world's wealth. As you can see right here, top 3% control 54.4% of the entire world's wealth. And if we look at the distribution of average income from growth during like modern expansions, you can see that poor people don't really take advantage of the financial tools that are accessible to them. And as you can see right here, the top 10%'s income keeps growing, but the poor just stays consistent. People get stuck in their own ways and they don't want to grow. See, the goal here is to break generational poverty. Some of you have been conditioned through your parents. Now, my parents were completely broke, but there was a lot of habits, things that they've done in their past that did rub off on me, that I had to break out of. I had to literally change. Some of you don't want to change. Some of you continuously want to be broke. You don't want to change. Some of you want to literally invest in a coin, pray, close your eyes, and hope that it's just going to work out without putting any work in at all. The time is now to break generational poverty. And the way we're going to do that is through cryptocurrency specifically. It's the next infrastructure of the internet. The internet is upgrading. Listen to what I'm saying. It's upgrading. We're going to a new version of the internet. All of the infrastructure, all of the connected computers, it's all going to change. Everything you're currently experiencing on the internet right now will be completely different in the next 3 to 5 years. And it's your opportunity, person listening to this video, it is your opportunity to invest in that. Listen to what I'm saying. You could put money there and take advantage of the first mover advantage. Do you realize that there's really not too much opportunity like this, like ever? This is where you get these crazy multiples that we're talking about. Where do you think these numbers come from? This is not a common occurrence in human history. This is why people don't believe in it, because it's not common. It's an opportunity for you. Just look at the facts. Crypto adoption is outpacing the internet adoption. Imagine being involved with the dot-com boom and investing in the internet companies like Apple, Samsung, and these huge corporations that are now worth billions of dollars. But we have a better opportunity with crypto. As you can see right there, it is outpacing it. The internet is going fully decentralized to where you actually own your data, you actually own your money, and everything on the internet has ownership towards it. Right now, centralized entities, Web 1.0 and Web 2.0, control pretty much everything on centralized servers. If you go viral on Instagram, you don't have ownership over that. If they decide to censor you, they can and they will. With Web 3.0 infrastructure, this is not possible. You own everything. They are digitizing value and ownership on the internet. The entire world is changing. Through this change, people are not going to understand you. I remember when I was first getting involved and nobody really comprehended what blockchain technology was. I was working a sales job, telling everybody in the office that I was going to invest all of my money into Ethereum at $7. People were looking at me crazy. They're like, what is this guy doing? He's gambling his money. He's going to throw away his bank account. Why is he doing this? People started hating on me. Even when I started making money, people started looking at me sideways like, yo, what is this guy doing? Is he scamming? Is this real? All these questions started coming up. When you do something that is different from everybody else, people are always going to question you. You should not get your satisfaction from other people's approval. Don't even tell anybody that you're investing in crypto. Tell no one. Just lock in, put in absurd amounts of research, put in as much effort as you possibly can, understand this new foundational internet infrastructure change, understand what's going to happen, and not only will you make a whole bunch of money, like I'm going to lay out in this video, but you'll also know a skill that nobody knows. And your life will change forever, just like it did for me. I purchased Ethereum at $7. Do the math. I dumped my entire bank account. I have the original transactions of when I did it. I've been in it full time ever since. Crypto gave me financial independence, and it can do the same exact thing for you if you lock in, focus, and you actually take this serious. So let's look at the Ethereum price prediction. If we look at this specifically, you can see that there's these white lines. Look at the vertical lines right there. We have 4 of them. It's called the Bitcoin halving. So the Bitcoin halving is basically an event that happens specifically in Bitcoin. It's programmed into the algorithm, and it's programmed scarcity. Meaning, imagine you are mining gold, right? And every year, the amount of gold you mine gets cut in half. That's how it works with Bitcoin specifically. They program scarcity in, and this is why every time you see these bottoms and these tops in between the actual Bitcoin halving. Let me say it again. You always see bottoms, tops, in between these lines. That's the cycle. So what I did is I based my price prediction off of that standard, right? So if we look at the first cycle, and this is for Ethereum, by the way, if you're new to crypto, all the coins follow Bitcoin. Bitcoin is basically the biggest by infrastructure, by every variable. Bitcoin's the biggest. So all of them pretty much follow Bitcoin at almost 100% accuracy. So all of them pretty much follow Bitcoin very closely. So as you can see right here, specifically, I found a bottom. What I did is I wanted to find the bottom, and I wanted to find the top for percentage increase. So as you can see here, bottom, top went up 24,339.93%. Now, when it came to time period, because our goal is to predict not only the price of Ethereum, but we also want to predict how long it's going to take, right? I wanted to use specifically the Bitcoin halving for time. So if you can see right here, from the Bitcoin halving to the top, this blue box right here, Bitcoin halving to the top was 549 days. So right here, same thing. Bitcoin halving to the top happened to be the exact same 549 days. The second cycle. So this is the second cycle, 549 days. That gives us our time. But let's look at the actual bottom to top. This was the bottom. This was the top. So we have 5,308.68% increase in 549 days from the Bitcoin halving. So that gives us some consistency. Now, if we do the math and we're looking specifically at rate of change, it gets interesting. So as you can see right here, when it comes to time period, both of them were exactly 549 days. So that's easy. The first cycle was the 24,000 and the second cycle was the 5,000. And if we calculate the rate of change, which is the second cycle minus the first, divided by the first cycle times 100, you can see that we get a rate of change of about negative 78.19%. So if we continue that rate of change towards this cycle, meaning it goes up by the rate of change of negative 79%, we will have a price prediction for Ethereum right here at about 10,815. And the specific day is going to be October 1st, 2025. So again, if it just continues in the same trajectory we've been going, this is what we'll have. Actually closer to 11,000. If you actually get very specific, it's closer to 11,000. And we'll see about a 1,160% increase. All of this really does make sense. I mean, just look at it. Very, very common sense. 24,000% increase, Then we dropped off, it diminished in returns, 5,000% increase, and then we dropped off again, 5,000 to 1,000% increase. This is very conservative. This price prediction is extremely conservative. I am not saying anything really crazy. So what we're seeing here is from the current price of Ethereum, if you did purchase Ethereum, you would see a 392% increase. That's a 4x. You'd 4x your money just off of Ethereum if that's what you held. Now, before you're like, well, Alex, how do I make $300,000 from $100 in 30 minutes? That's going to be towards the end of the video. I'm going to show you how to capitalize on this opportunity. Because remember, Ethereum is building the next infrastructure of the internet. But to have an internet, you need applications. So Ethereum is enabling Web 3.0 applications, and that's where the money's at. That's where you see all of these coins flying up absurd percentages. So towards the end of the video, I'm going to give you the exact coin, and I'm going to break down the math for you with a price prediction, and I'm going to compare it to other coins that have done things in the past. I'm going to show you it's realistic. I'm going to break it all down for you. Make sure you stick along in the video. But right now, I want to show you another Ethereum price prediction so you can see I'm not crazy. This is basically a logarithmic Ethereum price chart that includes color bands following a logarithmic regression. According to the ETH rainbow chart, Ethereum can be acquired for relatively cheap territory. So we're in the cheap territory right now. But what I really want to do is I want to follow the specific date period that we got here. So remember, we were very consistent with the 549 days from the Bitcoin halving. So that really gave us a nice date of October 1st, 2025. So if we pull open that specific chart and we go to October 1st, 2025, we're sitting at about right here, which will give us, as you can see there, every single cycle we get into the red territory. Maybe we don't get into red. Notice how this cycle we got in like a little bit above the red. This cycle we were kind of in the orange right there, right? Now let's say hypothetically we go one more further down. Let's say we, stay in the super orange, right? That's like orange red. So the second one is like orange red, but the third rainbow band is the actual true orange. So let's say we move over to the true orange, right? The top of the true orange, right here. So we're sitting at about right there. This will give us a specific price of 11,361. So if it's giving us 11,361, and then my price prediction is giving us pretty much the exact same thing, which is 11,169, this is, in my opinion, a very good and accurate price prediction. These are two different data points, all pointing to pretty much the same thing if we look at time as a consistent metric. Now, obviously, time is going to be different. It might not be exactly October 1st, and the price prediction might not be exactly right. But what I do know is that there is still potential in Ethereum right now, and the bull market is not even close to over. All right, so we get it, right? 4x Ethereum, right? We think Ethereum's going to 4x. That's not going to make you rich. I want to do something crazy, right? The goal is to break generational poverty. Like turning $100 into 300 grand is something that would meaningfully change my life. I was just talking to my marketing assistant and I'm literally like, yo, this sounds crazy. I sound like an idiot. I sound like I'm literally like making these numbers up. But what I'm going to show you here is that for real, in less than 30 minutes of your time, all it takes is for you to buy one altcoin to do this. Just one altcoin. It can change your entire existence. I've done it before with multiple altcoins, guys. Not just one time, not just twice. I've done it over 5 times with huge earnings. And then I've had other wins that were just like 10x's and 5x's. But when it comes to 100x, I have done it multiple times. And so I want to show you a coin that I believe could 100x. Now, before I didn't believe it could 100x. I want to be clear with you guys. I did not believe this coin could 100x. But after I did research today, and I did a price prediction on it, the price prediction is saying something completely different. Now, I'm going to base it off of its competitors. So what we've seen before in the past with the same exact niche, these coins, I mean, they go crazy. Again, like I sometimes think that I'm just lying, but when I look at the facts and I'm looking at the data, I'm like, okay, well, this coin did 25 times bigger than what I'm saying. So obviously what I'm saying is conservative, but this is what happens when you join a quantum leap, a entire new infrastructure. This is what happens, guys. When it's something new like this, you can't really imagine what the future is. You don't even know. You can't even contemplate it in your head. I'm going to try to imagine it for you. With data and math, I'm going to try to show you to the best of my ability. I'm going to break it down for you. Just understand the math, okay? When it comes to predictions, even on Ethereum and any other coin, when it comes to predictions, the chances of me being wrong are very, very, very high, okay? There's like no way anyone knows the exact price of any of these coins. But the point of it, let me listen before the comment section goes crazy. Listen to what I'm saying. Write it down if you have to. Listen to it 10 times. The point of this is so you understand how I am valuing the coin. The process to getting there is 10 times more important than the actual price or the 100x or this, that, and the third. What this math is showing me is that this coin is extremely undervalued. That is the primary purpose. I know people want to put a dollar amount to it. I know you want to put your entire life savings into a coin and not think about it and just get rich overnight. I know that's what people want. But that's not the case. It's the process. Understand my process and you will actually make money. If you gamble, you will actually lose money. It's the process of how I got from A to Z. I haven't done this process with this coin yet. But when I did it today, I'm like, okay, well, I really invested in a good coin. And I did go hard too. I put about half of everything I have. I put half of everything I had in one coin. And the coin that I'm talking about today is Aerodrome Finance. Today we're going to be doing a price prediction so I can show you the potential of Aerodrome Finance. And I'm going to show you how you get the $100,000 to $300,000. And all you have to do is purchase the coin. I believe it's on Coinbase as well, so you can do it in less than 30 minutes. And I'm going to show you the potential. In future videos, I'm going to break down the coin and extreme research. But right now, it's just the potential of the coin. The first thing you really have to understand is that when I trade, I look for high risk, high reward. And I think everybody should. I don't think there's anything in cryptocurrency that anyone can consider safe. And I'm about to prove that to you. So these people that invest in quote unquote guaranteed coins that are really safe and they're really, really going to go up and they're great and there's like the big caps, blue chips, buy blue chips because they're safe. This is a lie. This doesn't work in crypto and they are misleading you. And I'm going to prove that. We all know Ethereum's going to forex. That's great. 400% return. You don't get that in the S&P 500. You don't get that anywhere. That's a phenomenal investment. But look, there's other coins that will do 100x's. Uniswap here did a 95x, right? So we have Uniswap doing a 95x, and then we have Ethereum maybe doing a 10x last cycle. That is a monumental difference. That is a huge difference. But in both cases, let me say it again, in both cases, the coin drops absurd percentages. Look at Ethereum. The first cycle, it dropped 94%. The second cycle, it dropped 81.93%. So I could assume that this next cycle, it's going to drop 70 to 80%. That's crazy. Look at Uniswap. It dropped 92.62%. All of these coins are dropping these crazy percentages. Just imagine saying that your watch is safe. You spend 100 grand on it, and in 2 years, the watch is worth 15 grand. That's crypto. None of it's safe. Not even Bitcoin. Bitcoin dropped by similar percentages. I think last cycle it went down like 70%. How is a 70% drop safe? Please explain that to me. It's not. So if you can fix your brain to understanding that this is not traditional finance, this is not the stock market, this is not commodities, and this is a high risk, high reward, wild, wild west of finance type of market, once you can understand that, then you won't care about the difference between a 70% drop and an 85% drop. That's only a 15% difference. That's pretty much nothing. Think about it for a second. I say Ethereum's safe, but Ethereum drops 75%. There's another coin that I know it's not safe, and I understand it's not safe, and it drops 90%. That's only a 15% difference. But on Ethereum, you get a 4x, and on this other coins, there's a potential for a 100x. A 15% difference in the fall versus a 90x difference in the rise. What's a better risk to reward? ETH does a 4x but a 70% loss. It's not bad. Like, this is like really good in the context of things. If you look at traditional finance, you don't really get it. But Uni, 95x, 80% loss, even a 90% loss. Which one do you want to take? I'm taking this bet every single time. I am taking the big rewards every single time, guys. It's easy. And this is what you call an asymmetrical environment. You have low risk because the only money you could lose is the money that you put into the coin, right? So if you put $100 into the coin, the only thing you could lose is the $100. But if you win, you can make 100,000. You want to take those bets every day of the week. Those are phenomenal opportunities for you. So if you're going to invest in a high risk market, you might as well take advantage and go full to the wall and buy the best altcoins that are going to get you the best returns. Stop playing it safe. If you want to play it safe, go to commodities. There's so many other ways. Real estate, stock market, that's safe. Crypto is not safe. I'm not going to say it's safe until these coins don't drop 70%, because 70% drop is not safe in my eyes. So Aerodrome, to me, is not extremely risky. It's not like a meme coin or these other coins, but I do think it has a lot of risk considering the fact that it's a brand new coin. But the whole purpose of Aerodrome is that it's a central trading and liquidity marketplace on Base, and they practice what they preach. These guys are the biggest liquidity on the Base ecosystem, which is a layer 2 created by Coinbase. Aerodrome Finance is a next generation AMM designed to serve as Base's central liquidity hub, combining a powerful liquidity incentive engine, vote lock governance model, and friendly user experience. And basically, long story short, is that you could trade on Aerodrome. Essentially, you could trade any coin you want, and it has the most liquidity. Liquidity just means that there's a pool of money that you can trade in and out of. If there's no pool of money when you trade, then you can't even trade the coin. Like, they're valueless. But in this case, they have aggregated the most liquidity out of any other protocol on Base, again, which is a layer 2. Base is basically its own blockchain that connects to Ethereum. It connects to Ethereum. It actually stacks on top of Ethereum. And it essentially, makes the fees cheaper and faster. And Aerodrome stacks on top of that as an application. So this is what I meant in the past. Like, hey, there's an application that can do 100x. Maybe it's Aerodrome. Let me show you the math. All right, so what I did is I looked at other decentralized exchanges last cycle. I took in consideration the 3 biggest, which is PancakeSwap, QuickSwap, and Radium. Okay, and I looked at the TVL. TVL just means total value locked. I looked at actual growth of their TVL. And as you can see right here, we have the price, the peak price, and the price multiple, as well as the peak TVL. So what we're looking at is, okay, what price did it start at? What price did it finish at? How much TVL or total value locked or liquidity was in the protocol? And what was the price multiple? And I did that for all 3 coins. As you can see right here, QuickSwap, and then we also have Radium on Solana. Now, the reason why I picked Solana, Polygon, and Binance Smart Chain is because they were the biggest layer 1s and layer 2s of that time. Polygon used to be a layer 2, and then it switched back over to a layer 1. So they were the biggest ones that took the most liquidity away from Ethereum, which is what I believe Base is going to do. And that's a completely different video. We'll talk about that in the future. But yes, I do believe Base will be like the #1 trading platform when it comes to specifically layers and blockchains in the future. I really do believe that. Now, if we calculate the ratio of the price multiples to the peak TVL, it will basically give us how much multiples did the price go up in comparison to the growth of the TVL. Let me say it again. How much multiples did the price of the coin go up in comparison to TVL? So if I give you another example, basically if the TVL goes from $1 to $10 and the price goes from $1 to $50, then that was about a multiple of 5 because it went up 5 times more than the TVL. So we basically did the same exact thing for all of these coins. Right here we have PancakeSwap, QuickSwap, and Radium. And we found these ratios in which they go up by. And all we did is we averaged it out. So essentially the reason why I'm doing this is because Base doesn't have a token. Base is only a platform and it has TVL. As you can see right here, Base is #2 with $6 billion worth of TVL, but they don't have a coin. So I can't look at the price of the layer 1s and layer 2s that we were just talking about. I can't just look at the price, for example, of PancakeSwap, QuickSwap, and Radium because that's not relevant to Base. Base doesn't have a price. Base only has a decentralized exchange. So we have to look at a different metric. So the metric I looked at is TVL because Base has TVL and so does these other metrics. So when we got the average ratios, what we did is we found, okay, an average amount of TVL at the peak for Aerodrome. So for example, we took the average of the top 3 peaks, right, of the TVLs for the different platforms. Look, right here, so we have a peak TVL on QuickSwap of 1.4 billion. If we come over here, we have a peak TVL of 40.86. And then we also have a peak TVL of 2.131. All I did was average those out, and it gave me, if we come over here, a peak TVL of 3.32 billion. So if Aerodrome Finance gets to 3.32 billion in TVL, and we take the average multiple that these decentralized exchanges usually get, what price are we going to get? It's very interesting. So as you can see right here, Aerodrome is not even at $1 billion when it comes to TVL. It's at 687 million. So I'm just saying it's going to get to 3 billion. I don't think that is that big of a deal. And the reason I say that is because of this. Uniswap is the biggest decentralized exchange. It's currently at 4.3 billion. And last cycle, it got a peak to 9.25, 10 billion, whatever you want to call it. It got to about 10 billion. So I'm just saying that Aerodrome Finance is going to get to about 3 billion. I don't think that's crazy. I really don't believe that's crazy. And another reason I don't think it's crazy is because Aerodrome kept beating Uniswap on a consistent basis when it came to transaction volume, daily trading volume. So Uniswap has like almost 5 to 6 times more TVL than Aerodrome does, but Aerodrome beats it in a lot of metrics. So Aerodrome is already competing with the #1 decentralized exchange with a fraction of the liquidity. So I'm making a very conservative, when I mean very conservative, when it comes to the TVL, this is extremely conservative prediction. I personally believe that Aerodrome is about to get to $10 billion worth of liquidity by the end of the bull run. At peak, it should see 10 billion. But for this price prediction, we're going to keep it at 3 billion just so we can be extremely conservative. So let me go through this one more time so you understand and don't get lost. What I did is I took the top 3 biggest layers. They're either layer 1 or layer 2. They're all layer 1s now, but they're the most comparative because layer 2s are very similar to layer 1s in the simple fact that they take liquidity away from Ethereum. The money moves from Ethereum to other chains, and Base is another chain. So I took Binance Smart Chain, right, specifically. Look at the peak TVL, right? Look at the specific peak TVL for Binance Smart Chain. Now, if we scroll down, you can see the peak TVL for Polygon, which is this, and the peak TVL for Solana, which is this right there. So you see the big layers. These are all layer 1s. You see the peak TVL. I took the average of that, and I have an average of 3.32 billion, right? And so if Aerodrome does something similar to that when it comes to TVL, now let's find the price. All I did was I took the decentralized exchanges on those layers, and I took the multiples to TVL ratio, meaning if we have a coin go up in TVL by 100, but the price goes up to 500, there's a 5 times multiple on the price to TVL. So if the TVL goes up 1 point, then the price goes up 5 points. That's a 5 times multiple. So as you can see right there, we have the multiples, and we took the average of those multiples. And if that average multiple plays out on the 3.32 billion, then now we can actually calculate a price for Aerodrome. And that price for Aerodrome is close to $2,000, guys. I know this seems crazy. This seems like absurd. Like, how is Aerodrome, when it's at currently 69 cents, going to get to $2,000? Like, how? Like, it doesn't make sense. So right here, to reach the predicted price of $1,978, at the current price of 67-cent Aerodrome, this is how you turn the $100 into 300 grand. That's a 2,953 times the current price, guys. This is where you get the numbers from. And to purchase this coin, it takes less than 30 minutes on Coinbase. I would say it takes 10 minutes to buy, 10 minutes to sell, 10 minutes to understand it. So, I mean, you can go for less than 30 minutes. I just picked a random number. Now, if you think this is crazy, like Alex, you're saying you're a liar, this doesn't make any sense at all, well, let's look at PancakeSwap. PancakeSwap, as you can see right there from the data, the all-time high was $44.18, and the all-time low was less than a penny. So, from PancakeSwap's scenario, you would have turned $100 into $19 million. And this is something that has actually happened in reality. Meaning, last cycle, this happened. It's real. I'm not making up the numbers. Go look at the website yourself. So this prediction of turning 100 into 300K is not only possible, but it happened so many times already. It's happened so many times already, guys. I've already experienced 100x. I've seen this before with my own eyes. PancakeSwap is showing you exactly right there. So what I did is I took the data from PancakeSwap and these other exchanges, averaged them all out, and this is the type of price prediction I got here. Now, obviously, don't get too crazy with it, but it is a price prediction. So there you go. Ethereum price prediction, Aerodrome price prediction. Remember, at the end of the day, the goal here is to make money. Even if it doesn't do a 2000x or whatever the case is, I do think it's going to do very well. I've put a significant amount of money in myself. I back it up with what I preach. If I say something, I back it up with cash. I'm not just playing around. Put half of everything I have into this coin because I really believe in it. The fundamentals are extremely strong. The team is strong. I'm going to be making a future video on this specific situation. So, of course, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching the channel. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for being here in the first place. If you guys have any comments or questions, leave it down below. And like I always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.